right, thanks for joining us, guys. Welcome to our after hours this week. This right here is Josh. You guys, you've already met James.
Hello.
And Mike. And then Josh, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Introduce yourself.
Buenos dias, señor. I just crossed the border. Citizenship. My family's poor.
Don't be so nervous, man. Speak up.
You motherfucker. No, I'm Josh. Served in the Marine Corps 4 years, and then did 2 years with the National Guard. After that, I was with 2-5 Echo Company for my first part of the 3 years in the Marine Corps, and then I did about 9 months with 1-5 afterwards to go to another deployment to Afghanistan. National Guard, took a vacation to Bagram for about a year. That was really nice. Now I'm here at Battlefield with all these guys. We're keep me busy, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
So,
We're happy to have you, baby.
Oh, you were with 2-4 Echo?
2-5.
2-5, okay. I deployed
I'm not a
2-5
bastard.
in 08.
That's T-Wade. 2-4.
There you go.
I want to say thank you for your service, guys.
We'll hook it out
I went
later,
on
man.
the Livio at 2-4, 2-5, and 2-7, man.
Oh, thank you for your service, too.
Right.
Oh, man, you're a war hero.
This guy.
He gets it worse, man. He comes in, attention on deck.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Man, we're supposed to just do it.
You guys weren't over there at the same time, right?
No, I was with 2-4 in 2006. We deployed September 13th of 2006 because I remember it was my year mark exactly.
You were in the MU that went to Iraq, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2015.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And we weren't even supposed to go to Iraq. And all
Yeah.
of a sudden we get a 100-day extension. Like, dude, first extension came through, I broke a radio.
Well, we can't ask my
Well, we
phones,
get it over
man.
the radio, right? Actually, it was over in Angra, those little squawk boxes from Vietnam and stuff. So we come over to the Angra, hey, we got extended 45 days. Threw a handset at the
Everybody
radio
got
and then
extended
it broke.
in that time frame. We were supposed to relieve, I believe it was like a unit from 6 or 7th Marines. They got extended 2-3 months.
Yeah, I was with 511 at the time.
Yeah.
And we get an extension, I broke a radio. And then next extension, I just was like, whatever.
Yeah, we got some of our guys in 08 from 2-4 to us.
Yeah.
In that time frame, because there were between 2-5 and 2-7 who was going to go into Afghanistan in 08, and then since we just got back from the MU,
Well, the
and
15th
then-
MU
or we just got back from Iraq, and they're like, we're going to send these guys, and you just stay back in the rear.
Well, the 15th MU in 2008, we didn't push into Afghanistan. We were supposed to, but the colonel was getting promoted to general, and he wasn't having it. November 4th, he was getting promoted to general. And I want to move back to the States for that.
So it's funny how those little things mean something to so many thousands of people, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's funny.
Just,
Yeah, like one guy getting promoted depends on if we're going to Iraq, Afghanistan, or not. He got promoted on November 4th, 2008, and we were back in the States to the day.
Lock and Load is your reliable source for firearms and accessories sales. We are located on the corner of Eastern and Serene in the same plaza as Gold's Gym and Denny's, right near the Eastern and I-215 exit. Offering semi-automatic rifles, handguns, ammunition, magazines and pouches, reloading supplies, tactical gear, optics, suppressors, and more. For more information, call Lock and Load today at 702-360-GUNS or visit lockandloadgunstore.com.
So when they're coming down the wrong side of the road, I remember we would pull over on our Humvees. You know, when we first got there, after the initial push into Iraq, when we first got there, from 200 meters away, if you're making a signal at them to turn around and go the other way, they do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Then after we were there for a couple months, they understood that like we're slapping them on the hand and they can come up and argue with us. They would come all the way up until we were locked down on them, and then they'd stop and argue with you. Like, turn around. And then, no, mister, no, turn the fuck around, go the other way. And so my commander had an idea, me and my commander were talking, we had an idea, let's pass it up. Let's have a thing where, like, because there's no, you can't give them tickets or anything. Let's get a thing where we take their vehicle away for like 2 days or 3 days, and that's the way that's their punishment for freaking driving the wrong way on the street or not listening or whatever. And it came back down from the colonel like we were idiots.
Yeah.
Like, how stupid are you? That's the dumbest idea ever. Like, you don't understand, man. He had no clue why we were, like, he can't wrap his head around it because he's never been in it.
Yeah.
He's never been down there to understand the people. He doesn't understand the people. So I said, fuck it, man. You got those cards that you can hand to him, like, hey, I'm searching you and everything that you have. Like, you don't need them, but like, they give you those cards, like, you're supposed to give it to them. So I give them 3 strikes, man. They'd be coming the wrong way, and it's the way, because they're coming the wrong way, they bog down the entryway we have to our ACP that we had right there. So we couldn't have them doing that shit. So to get them to stop, man, we'd have them, they'd be coming the wrong way, and you'd tell them stop, and they'd come all the way up, and they'd argue with you. So I'd have the Turk tell them, hey, tell them to turn around, and they get 1 strike, they get 2 strikes, and by the 3rd time that they want to argue with you, I'm like, all right, give them this card. And I do those guys, my guys would tear everything off the doors, off the dash, just like searching for anything they could find, and just tear everything out until, I mean, there was nothing like, you couldn't even put it back together.
Well, the thing is,
as soon as we did that for 2 days in a row, if you're doing that to one vehicle, all the other vehicles that are trying to do it, you don't even gotta tell them to turn around. They're just like, oh, fuck that. And they turn around and go the other way. And then we did it for a 2nd day. We got 1 car. So I've only done it to 2 cars. And for like a month, nobody drove the wrong way down that road. That's all it takes, man. It was like, okay.
Well, the thing people fail to realize is, like, you're dealing with a culture, especially Eastern civilizations, people are notoriously fucking, they're fence sitters, so they want to see who the biggest dog on the block is.
Right, absolutely.
And also what people fail to realize is that, you know, whether you're in Iraq or Afghanistan or any of those places where it is the 3rd world, like, getting a rifle, not even just a pistol, a rifle or a machine gun pointed at you, it's just like whatever.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, so if they know,
it's not influenced at all.
if they know right off the rip that you're not going to shoot them,
yep,
or do whatever, it turns into like, okay, we're going to play games with the Americans all day, and then that boils down to, if we're going to play games with the Americans all day, you're going to have those 1 or 2 guys that slip a suicide vest or an ambush or a car bomb in there. So you really have to find that middle ground where you're not creating more terrorists or more insurgents.
Exactly.
But you're also showing the local populace that, hey, we're the biggest dog on the block.
You have to be mean enough to make an impact.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be that you don't want to create a tyranny over the people.
Yeah.
But you still got to be mean enough where they understand, because they've been told how to think, when to think it, and what to think for generations at the point of a gun.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to go in there and be like, hey guys, you need to do this, and if you don't, I'm gonna slap you on the hand. I'm gonna shake my finger at you. Like, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
There's no other way to deal with it, and so they don't take you seriously. They smack the shit out of each other for fun.
Really hard.
You know what I mean? Like, they smack the you see 2 old men kind of arguing with something, and they'll smack the shit out of each other, and then 5 seconds later they're holding hands walking down the street together. It's like, they don't, there's nothing to them. They don't understand, and that's why it's so funny when people over here get so butthurt about things that they hear about happening over there. It's like, it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's really not. You're putting yourself in that situation as a Westerner, and it's not the same at all. Man. It's not the same.
Yeah, and the things, like, you got, it's also overwhelming, especially like when you're mounted or just mounted in your like you're on foot or. What are we taking this? I didn't bring my.
Stabbed me in the fucking gut.
So
Russian roulette with a semi-auto. Let's go.
we want to take this part.
I'll be the last one.
No. It's just like but it's also, you got to look at. I don't know how many people are in Iraq. This population, 8, 10 million people. I don't know. I'm just spitballing, but like, you got a couple 100,000 Americans there, and of the couple 100,000, it's even less than that of like the combat arms guys and people going out there doing mounted or dismounted patrols. So you have, like, it's like it could be you and like 15 of your buddies, and there's hundreds of people, hundreds of cars, and you're trying to maintain this fucking order, and like, and there's a couple like senior dudes that are trying to control their guys, because you got a bunch of 18-year-old kids or 19-year-old kids going, hey Sergeant, like, getting a little overwhelmed. It's getting a little wild right now. What are we doing here? Like,
Oh man. When it comes to like controlling crowds, it's amazing the shit you pull out of your ass. Like the crazy shit you think of. I think a couple of you guys might have heard this story before, man. When we were, it's when we were expecting a huge surge of attacks to come into Baghdad.
Yeah.
When where we were at the river where there was like a major bridge that people would cross over to get to Baghdad. And it was a few miles out. It's in Zafrani, I think.
Okay.
And we had to block off that bridge and use a smaller bridge so that we could do checkpoints and anybody that was, military age, they got searched and everything. Well, in the meantime, everybody else trying to live their lives and go to do their jobs and do their thing that they do every day, we're stopping that at that bridge. I mean, we held everything up. It was huge. So there's a huge crowd that builds up and the people start, they start getting crazy. Well, as soon as you get one that starts getting loud and throwing shit, then it just escalates from that point. And so we had 2 Bradleys that were pointed in on either side of the bridge, pointed in this way, and troops are lined up this way, keeping everybody away, and searching. Only personnel could walk across, I think is how it was. But when they started getting kind of crazy and throwing shit, and it was about to get freaking out of control. The lieutenant, man, one of the coolest things I've ever seen especially from a lieutenant, right?
Yeah.
One of the coolest things I've ever seen, man.
Was he the second or first though?
He got in with the drivers and with the everybody that was in the Bradleys and told them, hey, this is what you're gonna do, and it's 1, 2, and 3. So so what he did was he says the crowd starts getting crazy. He says 1, and the barrel is pointed down into the crowds, and they all kind of slow down a little bit. And then that guy starts getting them all rowdy again, so they start getting kind of rowdy, and he goes 2, and they stuck on their staves.
Okay, so they're okay.
And then they held the stave so that the barrel, no matter what the vehicle does, the barrel stays pointed on target no matter what. And he said 3, and the driver started pivot steering inward.
Okay, so they're spinning the track.
So no matter what, the bottom of the track of the Bradley just starts spinning like crazy, throwing asphalt everywhere, and just while the bottom of the track is doing that, the barrel sits there steady, staring at the crowd while this is happening underneath it, dude. The most intimidating thing I've ever seen in my life. I was like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Like, it was a brilliant idea. Because I mean, seriously, that's just kind of like, oh fuck. And the whole thing just kind of went, I guess we're not really that interested anymore, and they just kind of dispersed, man. It was cool as fuck.
The lieutenant came over.
And it was a lieutenant that did it, yeah. Shit.